Welcome back to day 16 of InktoberTangles. Today is 16 and here is the 16th. And the tangle today is BUNZO, which is one of my favorites. It's a really fun space filler. I do it a lot, and it's an official Zentangle tangle. So I will just start right in there. So this is a tangle that sort of builds on itself, and it can fill pretty much any space. So I'm gonna start maybe I'll start right here where that 16 was, and I'm just gonna start by making a little bloop, tiny little C, and you just sort of build off the last shape that you made. So an alternating white and black, and I always like to leave a little shine in mine. And it sort of just grows on its own, and it's pretty organic. And then the fun thing about this one is you could just take it in whatever direction you want. Here. And depending on the angle of your curve, it sort of changes the direction that the little BUNZO stripes grow. It's fun to sort of watch it build upon itself. You just add more. Like. To use this one as a space filler because you can mold it to whatever shape you're filling fairly simply. And this is a tangle that I didn't do for a long time, and then one day I just picked it up again and it clicked, and then I loved it. So if there's any tangles that you find yourself sort of shying away from, might be a good idea to go back and revisit them, because you never know, maybe it'll become your new favorite. That same thing happened to me with poke root. I actually never really enjoyed poke root. I don't know why, it just wasn't one that I did a lot. And then one summer, there was a conference in Regina called Tangle, and I was sitting in the back with the troublemakers, Elisa and Molly of Molly Hollabaugh fame. Molly of Hollabaugh sounds like a English title. And Molly was telling me about how, she used to not enjoy poke root as well and always avoided it. And so she challenged herself to use it all the time. And then she grew to love it. And she inspired me to do the same. And also watching her tangle it helped me to see that maybe I didn't like it because I was tangling. I would tangle poke root like super tiny, and she would always do this great big beautiful fat, cherries on the end of her stems, and I really loved the way hers looked. And so the more I played with it, the more comfortable I got with it. I had to go back and give it another chance. And so I've done that with a couple of other tangles that I find myself pushing myself away from. So it's good to go back and check in and see how you feel about some of those tangles now. The coloring in of the black is pretty hard on my hand. I don't know why that, more than anything else, makes my hand hurt. So I'm trying to really be a lot looser with my pen and embrace the pen strokes that are coming out of my pen. And it's really hard for me. I just want it to look perfect, up to my own particular standards, and it's frustrating when it doesn't, but I'm trying to let go. It also helps, excuse me, it also helped quite a lot watching some of the videos for like the project packs or the kitchen table tangles where Maria is tangling, and watching her tangle and seeing that her lines aren't always perfectly straight, and they're not always, there's character to her lines, and that sort of helped me feel better that my lines have been really shaky lately with my hand. So thanks Maria for that. Appreciate that. And Maria's style is just gorgeous, so if Maria can do it, I can do it too. I just need to let go and just enjoy the process. I'm also trying to be mindful of the way my pen gets my claw hand, and then my pen blocks when I'm drawing. So I've noticed in a couple of my past videos that you can't always see what I'm doing, and I'm trying to be mindful of that. So I'm sorry if that's bothered you. I'm working on it. Being the 16th of October, if you're a follower of my blog from back when I blogged regularly, today is R2's birthday, and he is 10, if you can believe it, which means I have been a CZT and Zentangling for more than 10 years, and that is just wild to me. It's also wild that he's 10. But, sometimes he's like a 40-year-old man in a 10-year-old's body, the way he speaks. An old soul. Anyway, Okay, so that's, see, I can't resist going in and trying to fill in some of these places where it looks a little bit crazy to me. Let it go, just like Elsa says. Okay, for shading, I'm just going to do a little bit of shading on each side of these little BUNZO worms, I guess, I don't know, for lack of a better name for them. And that will just help them look a little bit more 3D. And I'm just kind of scratching down some graphite so that I can smudge it around with my blending stump. And before you ask, no, my son is not actually named R2, but that is the online name that I gave him when he was a baby. And part of the moving away from the blogging has been a little bit, I mean, it is hand related. That is true. Like my hand, it's ongoing. Anyway, but the other part of me moving away from blogging so regularly is that my kids are older now. My oldest is 12 and he's getting to that age where, you know, I'm not cool anymore. And so he doesn't want me to talk about him as much. And my youngest is 10 and he is sort of like right behind him. So had to make a little bit of a shift away from being so open with their lives for, you know, respecting their wishes, which is, I knew that would happen eventually. Anyway, enough about that. Here's BUNZO. It's done. Simple, fun, and a nice space filler. And I hope you enjoyed that, and happy birthday to R2, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye.